The landing of a UFO. An experience that really happened. On the afternoon of April 24, 1964, in Socorro, New Mexico, police officer on patrol duty Lonnie Zamora was behind the wheel of his white Pontiac. A black Chevrolet sped past the town's courthouse, and Zamora threw himself into pursuit. But instead of issuing a simple ticket, Zamora, who had been with the police force for 5 years, found himself in the world of mystery. He was heading south along Old Rodeo Street in his dogged pursuit of the trespasser, when, as he recounted, something very strange happened to him. "I heard a kind of roar and saw a blaze in the sky to the southwest, some distance away." Now, outside the city limits, Zamora exited the paved road and entered a gravel-bottomed lane leading into the hills in the direction of that roaring blaze. He climbed, swerving continuously up the steep slope. "Then suddenly," he said later, "I noticed a shining object to the south, at a distance of about 150-200 meters. At the bottom of a gorge, Zamora saw something that at first glance he mistook for an overturned automobile, resting on the radiator or engine. Next to it were 2 people in white raincoats. It seemed to me that one of them was turning to look at my car. Hoping to make himself useful, Zamora went ahead and radioed the police station that there might have been an accident. But when he heard that loud roar again, he hastily sought shelter behind his car. The officer said he then saw that the oval-shaped object was not an automobile, but a white vehicle, apparently made of aluminum, supported by 4 landing legs. Its surface was polished, with no visible doors or windows. In the center of one of its sides was a red crest, a triangle divided in 2 about 70 centimeters high and 60 centimeters wide. The thing rose from its throat, leaving behind a trail of fire, Zamora argued, and the roar turned into a kind of high-pitched wail. When the policeman returned some time later to investigate the sighting, he found charred, succulent shrubs and, more importantly, 4 depressions that indicated he was certain the spot where the object had landed. Zamora's sighting was later investigated by several military experts and government officials, including Dr. J. Allen Hynek, then an astronomy consultant for the Air Force's Blue Book program, directed to investigate UFO sightings. Hynek tried charring the shrubs with matches and digging up tracks like those indicated by Zamora with a spade, but found that he was unable to reproduce them satisfactorily. He also questioned Zamora's old schoolmaster and several of his fellow citizens, and concluded that Zamora was a solid policeman without much imagination. The Socorro landing, Hynek maintained until the day he died, was one of the most convincing pieces that ever fit into the UFO puzzle. Even more skeptical colleagues in the Blue Book program were impressed. Some members of the Air Force struggled for years to prove that the Zamora experience was due to a secret government weapon that had dangerously taken hold of its makers.